Hello everybody, it's Russian with Sasha, and today we'll talk about slang words in Russian. In my opinion, it's important to be able to distinguish them in speech because slang words are part of spoken language, right? I don't invite you to use all these words. Some of them are really close to four-letter words. But in case you hear such words, you'll be able to understand them, right? In this episode, as well as in next episodes, I'm not going to discuss four-letter words because I never use them. However, statistics show that 37% of Russians use swear words every day. And unfortunately, that seems to be true. But even within slang words, there is a certain gradation, and it's necessary to distinguish the words that are inappropriate in formal situations from the words that are, so to say, forbidden in formal situations. In other words, be careful. I recommend you to use slang words only with friends of your age, and you won't find yourself in an awkward situation in Russia. Okay, are you ready to get familiar with slang words? I bet you already know some of them. Let's get started. Let's begin with slang words in Russian that are used to express excitement or admiration and that are used in situations when something stunning, spectacular happens. Imagine that your friend calls you and says that he or she invites you to a football match tomorrow to root for your favorite team. How can you reply in Russian? You can simply say wow. Wow, спасибо. You know that word, right? In Russian, we often say wow. Or you can reply круто. Круто. Круто means great, awesome. There are also two words that are very close to круто, классно and клёво. Классно, клёво. To my mind, круто sounds more common. It's more commonly used than классно and клёво. But maybe I'm mistaken. The use of words depends on many factors like region of Russia, personal preferences of the person, and so on. So, you can say круто, классно, клёво, or simply wow to express admiration or excitement for the event or news, for example. There is also a word прикольно. Прикольно. I have a card with this word in my Instagram, so have a look. You can use the word прикольно to say that something is cool, nice, funny. For example, your friend calls you and says, I'm going to Rome next weekend. And you can answer, О, прикольно. Oh, nice. О, прикольно. The word прикольно is from the word прикол. Прикол can be translated as joke or trick, and you can use it to say that you doubt that something is true. There is also a verb прикалываться. Прикалываться. It's quite difficult to pronounce it, so repeat after me part by part. Прикалываться. Лываться. Прикалываться. Прикалываться. The translation is, are you kidding me? For example, one girl says to another, Ты встречаешься с Ваней? Ты встречаешься с Ваней? Are you dating Vanya? And the other girl answers, Ты прикалываешься? Ты прикалываешься? What? Are you kidding me? Ты прикалываешься? It's the second person form. Also, you can say прикол if something is surprising or unexpected. For example, посмотри это видео. Это вообще прикол. Посмотри это видео. Это вообще прикол. Watch this video. It's quite a shock. Okay, let's summarize. You can use or hear someone use the words круто, классно or клево if something is really wow, great. If something is cool, nice, funny, you can say прикольно. This word is not as strong as круто. These words are adverbs, but if you want to make adjectives out of them, you should change them to крутой, клёвый, классный, прикольный if they are used with a masculine noun, or крутая, клёвая, классная, прикольная if they are used with a feminine noun. For example, how would you say in Russian great movie or great film? How would you say that? Это крутой фильм or это крутая фильм? Of course, you would say это крутой фильм or крутой фильм, классный фильм, because film in Russian is a masculine noun. Most words that end with a consonant are masculine in Russian. And how would you translate the phrase nice song? Nice song. Would you say прикольная песня or прикольный песня? Of course, прикольная песня, because песня is a feminine noun. And a lot of words that have an ending a or ya are feminine in Russian. Okay, let's move on to a lower layer of gradation to meet the words that are closer to four-letter words in Russian. And they are also used to express excitement or admiration. And here they are. The first word is офигенно, and the second one is охрененно. Офигенно, охрененно. Russians usually use these words when they want to avoid four-letter words, but on the same time to emphasize that they really love something. When the degree of excitement is even higher than in the words круто or клёво. The words офигенно and охрененно has a meaning awesome, stunning. These words are very informal, and I strongly recommend you not to use them in formal situations. The word офигенно has the root fig or figa. Figa in Russia, it's basically the fist with the thumb sticking out between the index and the middle fingers. The meaning is the same as in the middle finger gesture that is very well known around the world. So, you see that this word is quite, so to say, big. It's quite a big word. So, be careful. With the word figa, there's a number of expressions. You can see some of them in my Instagram if you want. One of the expressions is нифига себе, нифига себе, and that means wow. Okay, let's move on and have a look at the word охрененно. Охрененно. This word is even stronger than офигенно because the root of this word is хрен. And хрен is used to substitute the four-letter word in Russian that starts with the letter H, with the sound H. You probably know that word. And of course, there are other expressions with the word хрен. For example, instead of нифига себе, you can also say, or hear someone say, ни хрена себе. There's also an expression хрен знает. That has a translation, who knows. Хрен знает. The words офигенно and охрененно has also the adjective forms офигенный or офигенная, охрененный or охрененная, and the verbs офигеть and охренеть. And now imagine that, for example, Masha is at a party and she approaches her friend Andrei, who organized the party, and says, Андрей, спасибо, офигенная тусовка. Andrew, thank you, an awesome party. Андрей, спасибо, офигенная тусовка. So, here we can see the word тусовка, party. Or it can be just туса, тусовка or туса. And the verb form, which is тусить. Тусить. The verb тусить is very widely used in Russia. It means to party, to hang out. Actually, this verb in Russia is often used in different situations as a synonym of gathering together. For example, что это вы тут тусуетесь? Что это вы тут тусуетесь? Why are you all standing here? Что это вы тут тусуетесь? Okay, and now another group of slang words that you can use or hear someone use in case of failure, in case when something bad happens. The very common slang word is блин. Блин. Actually, блин, it's a pancake. But it's also a slang word that has nothing to do with pancakes. For example, you're going home from work and suddenly you realize that the keys from the front door are in the office. In that situation, you can say блин, блин, without imagining a pancake, okay? Besides блин, you can say черт. Черт. Черт means devil. If something is very unexpected, if you are shocked with a situation, you can say жесть. Жесть. It can be translated as it's tough. And this word has a negative connotation. For example, жесть как холодно сегодня. Жесть как холодно сегодня. It means it's very, very cold outside. So, let's summarize a bit. If you are disappointed with something, if something bad happens, you can say блин or черт. And the word жесть is used to express your attitude to something bad or tough that happens. And now, I want to focus your attention on the words that has recently come to Russian and that are widely used by Russian young people, mostly by teenagers. And these words are all from English, so I think it won't be difficult for you to remember them. It's quite a long list of words, and I'm not going to mention all of them. However, I'll try to mark the most interesting and popular ones. One of these words is go. Go. It's from English to go. Go. Go means let's go, let's get started. Next word is сорян. Сорян. By the way, it's not the word that is used only by young people. Сорян is from English sorry, and it means I'm sorry. The verb hated. Hated. It's from English to hate. Hated. It means to leave bad comments. The verb chilиться. Chilиться. It's from to chill, to have a rest, to do nothing. Давай почилимся. Давай почилимся. Let's have a rest. The verb юзать. Юзать. It's from to use. And it means the same. There are also such words as hype, easy, hype, easy. And there's also a word агриться. Агриться. From angry. This word comes from computer game slang. For example, хватит агриться. Хватит агриться. Don't be mad. And many other words. Okay, let's finish here for today. There are a lot of slang words I haven't mentioned here. I can make a new episode and cover more Russian slang words if you're interested. You can always write me on russianwithsashapodcast@gmail.com and tell me your opinion or ask me a question. And I'll be very glad if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook. The links are in the description. If you like my podcast, don't forget to subscribe and please write me a comment. It will help me a lot. Thank you very much for your attention. Bye bye.